Now, we have another great tradition, and that is that we take time each year to honor outstanding leaders, both trailblazers and up-and-comers, future rising young stars, and that's where we start tonight. The future is in great hands, and I'm going to tell you why as I tell you about what it takes to be a rising star for NJBIA and the incredible talent that you're going to hear about tonight. The New Jersey Business Industry Association Rising Star Award identifies future business leaders currently completing their undergraduate degrees and have demonstrated leadership, a passion for their anticipated field, and a commitment to volunteering and community service. This year, we had an overwhelming amount of nominations, both male and female, not just in New Jersey, but from other states as well, and the decision-making was very difficult. But we identified 5 young leaders that will just impress the heck out of you. And I want to tell you a little bit about them as a collective first before I introduce them as individuals. They are, together, aspiring to become innovators, activists, executives, and community leaders. Their activities include student leadership, support and advocacy for those who have a small voice, like veterans and disabled community. They are involved in COVID recovery and assistance to small businesses here in New Jersey. They exhibit scholar athleticism like no other, and their community-based healthcare and so many other institutions have been the beneficiary of their community work. Through their academics and their community work, they have shown persistence, resilience, courage, and dedication, as well as teamwork. I am so honored to introduce this year's Rising Star Award winners. I'm going to name each of them individually. They're going to come up and they're going to stand on the stage along with me. At the end, I'm going to present them a certificate tonight. Their awards will be delivered to them. And then we're going to take a group picture and then we'll move on, okay? So as I say your name, please come on up. And I'm going to try so hard to get everyone's name correct, but do bear with me. Rohan Dhote. Rohan is a resident of Parsippany and a Dean's List scholar who aspires to an executive position in the innovation sector after he graduates in January with a degree in finance and a minor in business analytics from Ramapo College of New Jersey. Rohan, congratulations. Angeline Gill. Angeline of Patterson is an honors student who will graduate from Berkeley College with a bachelor's degree in business administration and health services management in December of 2022. The COVID-19 pandemic has inspired her to pursue a career in public health where she would like to one day have a leadership role at a New Jersey hospital. Let's hear it for Angeline. Nohani Hernandez. Nohani grew up in Union City and is a senior at Montclair State University, where she is majoring in family science and human development with a concentration in family services and minor in child advocacy and policy. Her career goal is to be a social worker for the State Division of Child Protection and Permanency after graduating in May 2022. Congratulations. Elizabeth O'Hara. Elizabeth comes from Harleysville, Pennsylvania, and is a senior at Rider University, where she is double majoring in computer science and graphic design while also serving as the president of the Student Government Association. Elizabeth aspires to become an accessibility technical lead, designing and developing technology with those of disability in mind. Cheers to you, Elizabeth. Taiphane Orange. Taiphane of Neptune is a political science major at Brookdale Community College and would like to one day work for a nonprofit or community organization dedicated to helping people. Specifically, she'd like to advocate for and assist those whose voice might not otherwise be heard, such as low-income students and victims of human trafficking. Tahani, that's a big, big plate. Thank you for that. Let's have a huge round of applause for these amazing rising stars. And didn't I tell you our future is in great hands? Okay, let me take a picture. And now our Caren Franzini Leadership Award. Each year we present this award annually in behalf of Caren Franzini, who left an indelible impact on our state, our community, and especially our business community. Caren was the CEO of the NJEDA for almost 20 years, where she served over 7 governors. Now that alone tells you If you can serve for 7 governors, how you get things done here in the state of New Jersey. And that's who Caren was. She knew the art of compromise and was a master facilitator who brought people together to get things done. Always nonpartisan, Caren never wanted to sought attention for her achievements. She overcame obstacles without ever complaining and acted with purpose and intent in everything that she did. Caren effectively and graciously balanced work with family and community, something I know many of us are currently struggling with, and in fact have been struggling with for all our professional lives. Very proud to say that Caren was a member of the NJBIA Board of Trustees and really was a significant reason how and why I came to this role. I hold a very, very warm spot for Caren in my heart, and she's absolutely one of the mentors in my life. And every time I talk about her to this day, I still shed a tear. In fact, I keep a picture of her in my office, and when I'm having a conflicting moment, I do the, what would Caren Franzini do right now? And I really think about if Caren were in the room talking to me, how she might guide me. And I do think many times she's still guiding from up above. And I'm sure that many women in this room who knew Caren feel the exact same way for what she did for each and every one of us and for our state. Now, when we select an awardee, this is a big set of shoes to fill. The criteria is being an exemplary leader who has inspired, encouraged, challenged, and empowered others to achieve performance excellence. Being able to stimulate the professional growth of those they manage or mentor through their actions and encouragement. And have the ability to demonstrate social impact by being a stellar contributor. I am thrilled to announce the winner of this year's Caren Franzini Award is Monica Smith of Marketsmith. Now, before Monica comes up to accept the award, let me tell you a little bit about Monica. I've gotten to know Monica now over the last, maybe about 5 years. And Monica, I remember the first day we met and I came up to Marketsmith, and you gave me a tour of the facility. And while I was wildly impressed by the technology, I was floored when we went into the back space and I saw all the different campaigns going on for diaper collections and food collections. And this is the epitome of this award. It's people, women, who balance that ability to be true professionals and innovators and expert in their subject matter area, making a difference for the business community each and every day, while at the same time having incredible impact on the business community. And Monica is one of those people. She is an executive who leads by example in the boardroom and in the community, just as the namesake of this award did. She started Marketsmith in 1999, and over the last few years has grown it to be the largest privately held marketing agency in the nation. That speaks for itself. Yeah, absolutely. You give her a round of applause for that. And think about this as well. Only one of few women who've successfully raised capital in the technology area in order to achieve that national recognition, owning patents on proprietary analytical-based prediction platforms. No easy task. Again, you know what it means to get a patent and to be the largest in the nation? This is huge. As a homegrown New Jersey entrepreneur, Monica takes pride in her ability to compete with the big folks at the national level. And in addition, she and her partner of 25 years, her wife, Amy, started and launched the state's first women-owned business publication, ROI New Jersey, which they later sold last year in 2020. Again, all these firsts are incredible. But it's also what Monica does in our community, as I alluded to, because over the last 2 decades, she's contributed, built, and sponsored dozens of philanthropic organizations and causes, making a major impact in many of our New Jersey communities, right in and around her own community, but other communities across the state as well. And for that, after many years of providing a foster home and growing her family, she and Amy, through adoption, she's been recognized by the state of New Jersey for her dedication and her approach, and by CASA Mercer County for their commitment to the youth in our state of New Jersey. Monica walks the walk in business and in community. You know, I'm often heard as saying great businesses make great communities. It's great business leaders that lead great businesses that make great communities. Monica Smith, you are one of those. Please come up and accept our Caren Franzini Award.
Well, I'm not going to talk about pants. I can assure you of that. Thank you so much, Michelle, and the NJBIA. This honor is not just because it's with Caren's name on it. There's been a significant host of really great leaders who've received this recognition since Caren's left us. When Michelle and I connected regarding tonight, we hadn't talked in a bit, and we spoke about how things have really changed, and that we didn't think that they were going to ever go back, and that the business landscape, where we work, and our professional lives as well as our family lives had changed. And what we both found was amazing synergies and realities of how we all have to adjust to this new moment we find ourselves in. And at the end of that conversation, she said, Monica, did you ever meet Caren? And I didn't, but as soon as she said that, I was brought back to a conversation from like 2013 or 2014 when Tom Bergeron had just started at NJ Biz, and he was interviewing me for the first time. And, the whole idea there was to start to bring a different voice, a different look at what was happening across the state and businesses, a more humanity to the approach. And that's so important. And when I was having the conversation with Tom, at the end of that conversation, we weren't talking about the EDA, he said, do you know Caren Franzini? And have you ever met her? And I said, no. And at that point in my career and in my entrepreneurial journey, I was really thinking that how could Caren see me? Like, it was almost like Thanksgiving table. I don't know if you guys have one of those when you were growing up, at the adult table, and then there was the kids table. In 2013, I kind of felt I was the kids table next to the kids table. So the idea that he even thought that I was somebody that Caren should know meant something to me. So if you fast forwarded several years later, Tom Bergeron, Tom Hughes, me, my wife Amy, would start RYNJ to take that concept of what's happening on the landscape to even another level, because it's so personal. At least, for me, from business, community, it's personal. So to be here, come full circle, to be getting this recognition is, thank you. So I did want to say one thing, which I think is important. To the entrepreneurs of today, and those that are thinking about it, I believe now more so than ever that in New Jersey and in many other states, that the entrepreneurial level playing field is more level than it's ever been for women, for minorities, for art. Now, I'm not saying it's equal, but it is better than it's ever been. So if you feel inside of you, if you have that desire, if anything has taught us about 19 months of not just staying in comfy pants, but really understanding that life has a fragility to it that is important that we recognize the importance of today. If you have that entrepreneurial spirit and you are agile and you are innovative and you are surrounded by a great team. I have an outstanding team that allows us to kick butt on a national level here, homegrown in this state. So thank you very much to my team here. You guys give yourselves applause. I couldn't do it without you. Good support system, like my wife, Amy, who's here. But I think that it's important that now's the time. And lean in. The table is big enough for everyone. And the more we can support entrepreneurs and the more we can support women and women going back into the workforce and lifting everyone up, and supporting not only the advancement of minority-run businesses, but being able to give all students, especially those that are coming from more disadvantaged educational systems in the state, the better this community, the better the state will be profoundly better. So thank you very much. Sure.
So another time-honored tradition is when we give that award, somebody always cries. So good, we'll just keep that going too. That's that passion we continue to talk about. Wow, did you feel that?